Well, the joys of van life. Sometimes, do you just love van life? I love van life. I love van life. Until we come up against these little issues like today. So, it's only a brief one. I won't bore you. But these are some of the things we come up against living van life. Having or not having an address sometimes can be a little bit of an issue. So, yesterday, I went to the cash machine to take some money out, and I realised that my debit card expires next month. So I was like, right, okay, remembering that my debit card is registered at my old address. So obviously I have no access to that anymore. So I rang the bank up and I explained the situation. I said, how do I go about getting a new card? Anyway, what a bloody rigmarole it were. I were on the phone for 40 minutes. Bless the lad, he was trying his best to help me. And I appreciate it's not the situation that they come up against every single day. So, he said, okay, so that's not your address anymore. Can I update your address on the system? Bearing in mind, after I'd told him, I live off grid, I don't have an address, I have no fixed abode, however you want to put it. Came back and said, can we update your address on the system? Banging me head against a brick wall for 5 minutes. Well, not a brick wall, because I ain't got a brick wall. But I was banging my head against something. So anyway, he put me on hold. He came back and he said, do you have an address? So anyway, here's me trying to stay calm and not lose me shit. And explained again the situation. I live off grid. I do not have a physical address. I live in a motorhome. Oh, okay, let me just put you back on hold again. Anyway, guys, long story short, 40 minutes later, he came back on phone and he said to me, right, okay, what you can do is go into a branch, order a card to be delivered to that branch. I said, okay, that's fine. That's great, we're getting somewhere. Got a phone and thought, right, okay. I mean, how many branches of banks are open these days? They're shutting down everywhere, aren't they? So today's mission has basically been finding a bank and getting a card ordered. So other than like getting my jobs done, topping up water and diesel and just having a shower, that's why my hair's wet, I've not really got much else done. But I've ordered a card to a branch, which now means that I've got to go back to that area in 5 working days, which is going to be like the middle of next week, and pick that card up. So, not a problem. They didn't say, oh, it was no issue. But, I did say, look, there's no point sending anything to the old address because I don't live there. So, sometimes, not having an address can be a bit of a blag, let's just say. Can be a bit of a nightmare. But there's ways around things, guys, as proven there. So, anybody in that position with banks, you can get your card delivered to a branch and go and pick it up from a branch. It's the same way, everything else is pretty... most things these days are paperless. So, if people still get... I wouldn't imagine people really still even get mail these days because so much is paperless, or you can opt for paperless. It's like dentist, doctors. I've not been to a dentist or doctors for 4.5 years. Which is probably not a bad thing, but I would have liked to have found a dentist to get my veneer sorted, and I've tried with that. 1, a dentist will not accept me because I'm not a resident of that area, and 2, I don't have a fixed abode, that one again. So sometimes can be, listen, I only wanted to get my veneer sorted. It's not a big deal. On the plus side, I'm not getting poisoned with fluoride, so not seeing a dentist isn't the end of the world. But yeah, little bits like that sometimes in van life can be a little bit of a inconvenience. Let's just say it's not a drama, it's not a nightmare. It's just a bit of an inconvenience sometimes. But there's ways around things. There's ways around everything. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. The little hurdles that we sometimes come up against in van life, and not having an address, because we all know, oh, I'm on a tangent now, that's it, I'm off. We all know why we're meant to have you know, they don't want us living van life. We're not supposed to live off grid. We're not supposed to be living this life because we've gone against the grain, and we're not meant to be doing this. We're seen as the badasses of society, if you like. They want you living in a house because when you've got a name and a date of birth, you know, the name is obviously usually the corporation anyway, the surname, capitals, and your date of birth, which is completely different to your born day, by the way. Most of you know that, some of you don't. Look it up if you don't, do your own research. And an address, because that's how you can be contactable. That's how you can be, more to the point, controllable. So when you've not got an address and you like to make things difficult for them, they like to make things difficult for us in return, because every action has a reaction, right? But like I say, there is ways around everything. So I'm sure there's people that's lived van life longer than me and come up against these things and dealt with these things. But for anybody that hasn't, I think the debit card lasts for like 4 or 5 years. But for anybody that is facing that situation, hopefully that will be a little bit of help to someone, that you can go and get your debit card delivered to a branch, and then you can go and collect it from a branch. You just need ID, which I've only got one form of ID, and that is a driving license. Don't get me started. But yeah, I've got a driving license. I feel like going off on a massive tangent about all sorts of different subjects right now, but I'm not going to, because this subject was about me debit card inconvenience today. Well, yesterday and today. But you know what? We've got it sorted. And like I said, there's ways around everything. For other things, anybody needing an address or thinking of going off, thinking, doing this life, you can use the addresses of friends, family, as a care of address, and companies and corporations and whatever will accept that. Excuse my amateur camera work today. It was just a quick one while it was fresh in my mind. I thought I'm going to share that with you. But yeah, like I said, guys, there's always ways around everything. Don't let it put you off doing the wonderful world of van life, because most of the time it is wonderful. But like everybody else out there in the clown world, we do come up against problems as well sometimes, or little issues that we have to deal with, let's just say. Anyway, I've ranted for long enough. That's about it for today. Any problems, I'll let you know. Thanks for watching. Catch you on next one.